Good morning, first graders. Today is April 3rd, 2020. This is your math lesson for Friday. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late today. Miss Draper and I just got back from a trip to Antarctica, and we were penguin scientists. And what we did during our trip was that we spent a lot of time on the beach looking for penguins, but we only found their feathers. But we came back with it, and we were talking about all the feathers, and we're talking about how all the feathers we found were all different every day. So we know the penguins are mostly black and white. So we're going to be talking about black and white feathers today. So on the first day of our trip, we both found 10 feathers. So I found 10, Mrs. Draper found 10, and I found 6 black feathers. And I also found 4 white feathers. But Mrs. Draper couldn't remember how many she found the first day. She knew she found 10. Can you help her remember how many feathers she found on her first day? What are two numbers you know that equals 10? So something plus something equals 10. Think about it. Good. Some people said, oh, maybe Miss Draper found 10 black feathers and no white feathers. Maybe Mrs. Draper found 5 black feathers and 5 white feathers. Good. Can you think of one more equation? Maybe Mrs. Draper found 3 black feathers and 7 white feathers. Good. So the next morning, after a big breakfast of waffles and cereal and juice, we go back to the beach and we found some more feathers. And this day, we found 15. Now this time, I couldn't remember how many I found, how many black feathers I found, and how many white feathers I found. But I remember I found 15. So something plus something equals 15. Can you help me think of a equation that equals 15? Good. Maybe I found 10 black feathers and 5 white feathers. Mrs. Draper also found 15 on the second day. Can you help her think of another equation that equals 15? Good. After you think of one equation, think of another equation that equals 15. So I heard all the way over here in my house, somebody said, oh, Miss Chen, maybe Miss Draper found 15 black feathers and no white feathers. Maybe Mrs. Draper found 14 black feathers and 1 white feather. Good. Maybe Mrs. Draper also found, I can see your work all the way over here. 7 black feathers and 8 white feathers. Good. All right, so on our very last day of our trip, we go back to the beach and we found some more penguin feathers. We both found 10, but this time I only remembered how many white feathers I found. So I remembered that I found 5, but I couldn't remember how many black feathers I found. Can you help me remember how many black feathers I found? Remember, something plus something equals 10. Good. A lot of you said, Miss Chen, you found 5 black feathers. That is true. What is a strategy you use to solve that equation? Some people said, oh, I just know that 5 plus 5 is 10. Some people said, I drew 5 circles And then I drew more circles until I got to 10. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I counted how many new circles I made, and I made 5 new circles. That is a really good strategy to have. Okay, so on this day, Miss Draper also found 10 feathers, but this time she only remembered how many black feathers she got. I couldn't remember how many white feathers she had. Can you help her think of how many white feathers she found? Good. Some people said, oh, I know, because Miss Draper found 4 white feathers, because I know 6 plus 4 equals 10. And some people said, I drew circles, and that's how I got it. Maybe you counted from your fingers, so you started from 6, and then you counted up on your fingers, so you went 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you counted how many new fingers you got, and that is 4 new fingers. So today in your math packet, what we're going to do is this page. It is called Penguin Feathers. All you're doing is solving your equations. Use any of the strategies you know how to do. And here what you're going to do is you're going to think of 2 numbers that equals 20. Okay? Alright, so this is the end of today's math lesson. I will see you after spring break. Remember to be safe, be kind, be great, and I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.